Super Mario Bros. Movie had the biggest opening weekend for any animated film ever, and now it's joining the $1 billion club. But we're Troy and Greg for Marks on Movies, and today we're talking about the present and future of the Super Mario Bros. Movie and Nintendo as a whole in film. Let's get into it. So all of the articles I'm referencing today can be found linked in the video description. What's up, Greg?
Oh.
So we have not seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie yet, hoping to very soon. But to call it a success is an understatement. I figured this was going to do well, but man, like it's not just doing well; it's doing like gangbusters.
It's Nintendo. Dude. I mean, I fully saw $1 billion coming.
Well, it's not even just Nintendo. It
is just Nintendo.
It's Well, I'm saying it's not even like that's like saying that Mickey Mouse is just Disney. It's like, well, no, it's not just Disney. It's the thing at Disney. Like this one is just not just Nintendo. It's the guy, the plumber, the jump man at Nintendo. And
it's the original name.
Yeah, right. It's just shattering a lot of expectations. And you know what, man? Illumination hits again. I always like the stuff that Universal does, and it's another great animated film from them. I like the critic reviews from the paid professional critics that are like, oh, it's just a lot of fan service. It's like, is that a bad thing? Isn't like when you watch a movie about an iconic character from a video game, it's not supposed to be fan service. It's not supposed to be like, for the fans. I mean, I don't know what you expected. And like people have pointed out, it's not like there's a whole bunch of like backstory to Mario. Peach gets kidnapped by Bowser. He goes to a castle. They go, oh, wait, not this castle, next castle. And he goes to that castle. So like recently in like the more recent video games, there's more of a story to the Mario games. But overall, it's not like there's not like a whole bunch of like, oh, well, there's this deep, meaningful story to Mario that needs to be followed or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's a bunch of fan service, man. And yeah, obviously adults are enjoying it, but at the end of the day, it's a kid's movie. That's kind of who it's appealing to, I think. Plus the Nintendo fanboys. So I don't know.
Oh, they don't exist. They'll tell you that. Only Xbox and Sony fanboys exist.
Yeah,
they'll tell you.
Which is why isn't the Switch the greatest selling system of all time?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so that was what people pointed out.
If you're a gamer, you don't have a Switch. What the hell's wrong with you?
There were a couple of guys I follow on YouTube that they made a bet because one guy was like, "Oh, well, if Mario reaches $1 billion, I'll be, super shocked and whatever." Made a bet about it, and everybody else was like, "Dude, have you seen the Switch numbers?
How do you not take that bet? You don't get a sure thing in life very often."
Right. And I'm like, do you not see the numbers for the sales for the Switch? The sales for every Mario game ever? Like, come on, man. Like, he is at Mickey Mouse level. But getting into some of the articles here, I just want to talk about, like, with the success of this. The Hollywood Reporter says the animated movie made more history in scoring the 7th biggest second weekend of all time domestically, behind live-action juggernauts including Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Avengers: Endgame, and Jurassic World. Every Sunday morning, Hollywood Studios releases estimated weekend grosses for their movies. Those estimates are usually close to right unless they have a huge hit or miss on their hands. The Super Mario Bros. Movie falls in the first category. Sunday estimates for the April 14th through 16th weekend showed the Illumination and Universal movie earning a jaw-dropping $87 million in its second weekend, besting Frozen. Say what?
That's it?
Yeah, right. Besting Frozen 2 to score the best sophomore outing of all time for an animated film and the 9th best of any movie, not adjusted for inflation. If that weren't impressive enough, traffic on Sunday was bigger than expected. By Monday morning, final weekend numbers showed that the movie actually took in $92.5 million, the 7th biggest second weekend of all time, according to ComScore. Yeah, man, it's like, obviously it's at this point the biggest animated film theatrically ever. But it's not just beating animated films. It's beating anything live action at this point. Like they said Super Mario fell a scant 37% to score the fourth best sophomore hold ever for a movie, opening to $100 million behind Top Gun Maverick, Shrek 2, and Frozen 2. And overseas, it's doing great too. It's holding up weekend after weekend. I mean, go figure. It's probably doing. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I can make a safe bet that it's doing well in Japan.
I didn't know they liked Mario in Japan.
Yeah, only a little bit. It's funny. The Italian plumber made by a Japanese company that is huge here in America, but obviously it's a big success. Some people are. I mean, I guess you got to make articles with something. The AVClub.com says if the Mario movie makes $1 billion, which it already has, we might be really screwed. If you have any idea of how terrible video game movies are going to happen if Mario's unexpected blockbuster run continues, and they go on talking about.
Did you not see the last Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah, the Sonic movies. I mean, yeah, it's and to anybody who was a fan of this show, The Last of Us on HBO Max was really good. And if you actually played the games,
I think it crashed on HBO Max too.
Yeah, it did freaking great. And it followed the video game pretty closely. There were a few things that were slightly different, but I feel like the improvements they made or the changes they made actually improved it instead of, change just for change's sake. And that's become a thing now, man. We had terrible video game movies for years and years and years, and now we're finally getting good ones because I think people have realized, oh, that thing that they like that they played in a video game, that's what they want to see. I think we're putting two and two together, not whatever that first Super Mario movie was back in the 90s.
How dare you?
But yeah, they said they mentioned The Last of Us being a big hit. They talk about if Mario breaks $1 billion, the next thing you know, they're going to give Crash Bandicoot a movie. Do you really want that?
God, I hope.
Yeah, it's like, do you really want that? Yeah. Why wouldn't I? They said, do you want to hear Timothy Chalamet's Crash Bandicoot voice? Why is that the go-to? Like, if people want to,
Crash doesn't have a voice, so
yeah, like Crash
what?
Doesn't he just make noises?
I don't even remember him making noises. He just moves around and dances and stuff.
Yeah, they said because that's the reality we're careening towards. Spyro the Dragon, Banjo-Kazooie, effing Bubsy, whatever the hell that is. We're opening up Pandora's box here, and Arrow the Acrobat is lurking at the bottom. Turn back before all is lost. I don't know what the hell Arrow the Acrobat is, but
this guy might have just showed his age.
Yeah, right. Spyro the Dragon, Banjo-Kazooie, I mean, like, pretty damn popular games, man. I don't see, it's like, oh, that'd be terrible if we got these fan service movies for games that people enjoy.
I'd probably draw my line at Kirby.
Yeah.
A little too much for me.
I mean, that would be a definite kids movie for sure. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that would really depend on how they did it, I guess. But
what was another good video game movie? Like technically, it's Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, right.
I know it's a huge technicality because it's a video game adapted from cards, but I count it.
Yeah, it's like Pokemon is everything now. But yeah, I think wasn't Detective Pikachu like actually a game?
They made it a game afterward. I know that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a game before that. But either way, yeah, Detective Pikachu was really good. I thought as far as CGI Pokemon go, I thought it looked pretty good. I had fun watching it. Like the movie doesn't have to be Citizen Kane or something, or the Irishman or some, think piece. As long as I have fun watching it and I'm not sitting there going, this is incredibly stupid. Like I can bring some joy out of it. And Detective Pikachu, I thought was pretty good. Wrap things up though, talking about the different movies though, a different take on this. TheGamer.com says Nintendo fans are split over the idea of a cinematic universe, standalone movies versus a movie series. Which will win? Over on the casual Nintendo subreddit, one fan had posted their predictions of such a Nintendo cinematic universe with an image showing Phase 1 and some made-up movie titles featuring the likes of Star Fox, Zelda, and Metroid.
Those would be my top three right there, and a Halloween Luigi's Mansion movie.
Yes. Yeah. Around October, drop a Luigi's Mansion. That'd be awesome. You got, dude, because they got Charlie Day as the voice of Luigi. That'd be hilarious in a full length like movie where he's fighting ghosts and stuff. I'd love that. Star Fox, hell yes. Zelda. I mean, you could do a whole series with Zelda. Metroid, same thing. But no, it doesn't need to be a quote cinematic universe. Just because they're all under the Nintendo banner doesn't mean they have to connect.
Well, everything wants to be Marvel.
Yeah, it's like just
Like
make a bunch of really good movies.
Every pro player aspires to play for the Yankees. Everybody wants to be like Marvel now with the shared universe. That's just how it is.
It makes sense with certain things, like obviously, like if you're doing like comic shared universe like DC or something like that makes sense. Nintendo, like, man, you know how the mental gymnastics you'd have to go through to connect Star Fox, Zelda, Metroid, and Mario.
Just and then it culminates with Super Smash.
Yeah, right. Yeah, have their big like universes collide team up movie. But yeah, I don't know.
Maybe do it like the 5th or 6th movie too, not the 2nd movie. DC.
No, how dare you? You start off with a team up and then you split them up. Everybody knows that. Oh. But the article says this inevitably led to alternative images of such an MCU-like feature, with other fan-made images showing Kirby and Donkey Kong movies. Donkey Kong could be fun. I mean, but that was already a show. I don't know. But some of this was a big hit with fans, and some even believed it was official. Wow. However, there has come a perhaps inevitable backlash as well. Yeah. I mean, I think Nintendo has a treasure trove if they want to do shows and movies and stuff like that. And Universal, since they've already worked with them for Super Mario and made a big hit, why wouldn't Universal come to them and be like, let's make a crap ton of your games into movies? It would be great. And so many Nintendo things lend themselves to the animation style of Illumination. Like, why freaking not, man? The market's wide open right now for Universal to slide right in there with big Nintendo hits and yeah, good kids content that adults can enjoy as well. So it goes across the spectrum. Was there perhaps a game I'm not thinking of that like a Nintendo title that you could think of that could be thrown in there? I know you mentioned Luigi's Mansion.
Star Fox, Donkey Kong, Metroid.
Zelda, Metroid. Yeah. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I would like to see more Pokemon movies. I'll say that. I mean, that's not exactly.
I thought Detective Pikachu was a stardom more, but
yeah, right. I was thinking, and that was the rumor at the time. They're like, oh well, because it did well, and they're like, oh well, this is going to be the start of like a Pokemon universe or whatever on film. Nope. Seems like it was like, nope, one and done. We're out. Anyway, I guess that's about it. For all of you out there listening, comment down below with your thoughts on all of this. Did you see the Super Mario movie yet? And if you did, what did you think of it? Are you excited for the possibility of more sequels or Nintendo spin-off films or anything like that? Let us know in the comment section. Also, please share this video around to everyone you know, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click that little bell to be notified every time we post brand new content. I've been Troy. He's been Greg.
Content, bro.
We are from Marks on Movies, and we'll see you next time.